Hello, I'm XUTT and today I'm going to talk about 5 of my favorite things from the mega-wide TMNT universe. The rules of selection are simple. It has to be something that appeared to me for some reason and stood out. That's all, and whatever it will be, one frame from one comic book or the entire TV series, we will see. Warning, I'm going into full spoilers. There are timestamps in the description. The first dozen or so seconds are of course spoiler free. If you want to skip any fragment because of spoilers, the timestamp will definitely help. First, something from IDW, the fourth issue of the Truthfully in Time series. Published in 2014, fourth and the last issue of the series in which the Truthfuls visit a different time in each issue. In the last one, they go to the future and at first they are happy. Because mutants walk normally on the streets, there is no need to hide anymore. However, it quickly turned out that the things are not so great, because this is the future in which Shredder won, and the place that the Truths know as Manhattan is now called Shredder Island. Because, well, Shredder won. The Turtles escape into the sewers, where they meet a modern and therefore old version of one of the Turtles, Donnie. And there's a very touching scene when Mikey asks where the other three are because he wants to get to know his old self. In one simple but great frame, the comic makes it clear that only Donnie is left alive. This scene leads to a second moving scene as old Don explains that he survived because he withdrew from the fight, where the other Turtles fight until they died. When the heroes return to their own time, Raphael states that the old Don was weird because the Donnie he knew would never stop fighting, and Donnie confessed that he thought about it many times. I really like the dynamics shown here between the brothers. Don, as the smartest and most analytical of the four, also had the most doubts. Two great scenes in overall great comic book. Next is Macro Series 2, Michelangelo. Published in 2018, requires some introduction, so spoilers are about to begin, starting with issue 50 of IDW main TMNT series. In this issue, Splinter defeats Shredder in battle, and when he is offered the position of leader of the Foot Clan, he takes it. And although he tries not to be another Shredder, he is the head of the Foot Clan and has to do things that are hard to call honorable. A little before the action of the comic, the Turtles saved a group of orphaned kids. They ask Splinter for help in caring for them. He agrees in a conversation with Leo, but points out that they will be trained as members of the Foot Clan. Leo doesn't like it, but he can't go against his father. Mikey is more good-hearted, less good-minded, so he expresses his disagreement by running away from the clan headquarters at night, with the kids. He has no plan, he can't cope with them, but he means well. Splinter and the rest of the Turtles find them and Splinter wants Mikey to stop fooling around, but he stands up to his father and they start fighting. Splinter is better, but Mikey is more stubborn. The conversation has many strong moments, but the way he refused to give up, saying that his father taught him to stand up to the Foot Clan killers, to protect the weak, even if he had to die, impressed me. Just like Splinter's last statement to Jenica about raising his hand at his son in anger, and that this can never be considered good behavior. There is also a great scene where Leo tells Mikey that he did what he himself couldn't do. I love these comics. Now, something from the Mirage. That is issue 9 of Tales of the TMNT Volume 2. This comic is focused on Michelangelo again. The cat, Clank, which has been present in the comics for some time, is hit by a car and is dying, much to Mikey's despair. Typically for Mirage, there is a figure of a homeless woman with a stroller and cat, slightly detached from reality, and a figure of a sorcerer of some sort who makes Mikey an offer. Clank's life for the life of another cat. And Mikey is willing to make the switch, saying that no one lost the street cat that he finds, and he realizes what he actually wants to do. This scene is very simple. Jim Lawson doesn't bother with some overcomplicated drawings, but they are perfect in presenting what the author wants to present. As a person whose beloved dog, with whom I spent my entire childhood and adolescence, died in my arms, terrified of Storm, a very punch-in-the-gut comic book. Now, something which is not comic book. Truth is Forever, a movie I absolutely love. The 2003 version of the Turtles is probably my favorite TMNT series incarnation. Actually, it would be a good idea to make a series ranking, but that's a topic for another video. Or two, because the film could also be ranked. But digressions. I really liked the idea of the Turtles Multiverse presented in this film, in which we meet my favorite Turtles from the series as the main characters. Then they are joined by Turtles in the version from the first cartoon. Many fans, as I have read, were disturbed by the extensive goofiness of this incarnation. I'm not a fan of the original TV series. This character behaved stupidly as I remembered them, so okay. And the icing of the cake is the final, in which both Turtles crew go to the black and white Turtle Prime universe with the original Mirage comics, and their no-nonsense applause set to 150%. I absolutely love this movie and had to mention it here. So far, when I mentioned comics, I had a specific issue in mind. This time something from the other end of the scale, collectively TMNT and Batman comic book crossovers, published by IDW. I will specify that I am talking about the first and third crossover volumes on Batman TMNT Adventures. Batman vs. TMNT Volume 2 is acceptable at best, and I do not consider it as top-tier comics. I'm not a huge Batman fan. I like the character, but I don't particularly follow him. But I like good crossovers, and I know the Batman lore well enough to enjoy such a crossover. The first crossover is very typical introduction, but it also has an additional something. The principle is that on a start, positive characters have to fight each other. But here it is implemented in a very nice way. Is so much in the spirit of the characters. I also like the plot in which, after changing the world, the mutagen in the Turtles decomposes into a neutral substance, which put them at risk of the mutation. The plot has some similarities to the comic book trilogy The River, published by Mirage, which I'm going to mention in the video about another top 5. I like Raph's integration with Batman, his anger that they don't try hard enough. I really love this comic. It's not flawless, some of the elements are a bit Deus Ex Machine, but hey, I have a lot of fun reading it the first time, as each issue come out, and I had a lot of the fun with each repeated read. In this version, Batman and the Turtles come, as I understand it, from their main publishing lines, but are not related to them, meaning the events are not canonical. This appeals to TMNT 100%. I don't know what about Batman, as I mentioned, but that's what research suggests to me. In Batman TMNT Adventures, we have Batman and Kang in the version from the New Batman Adventures and the Turtles in the version from Amazing Adventures TMNT, a comic book series that emerged from the 2012 animated series. Started as part of the same universe as the series, but become independent. This is a looser, definitely more laid-back version, and this definitely suits me overall. I don't know if it fits me better than the above-described series, because I have no objection here, but this is also a very different series, hard to compare. I used the layout in a slightly out of order, so I left at the end, after skipping 2, TMNT vs. Batman Volume 3. And I left it because it's true the icing of the cake. Other crossovers, this with Batman and others, and there were a lot of them, were, well, typical. We had the Ninja Turtles, we had a second group of characters like Power Rangers or Street Fighters on someone else, and they were hanging out. Volume 3 has a more original idea that I really liked. Krang decided to combine the worlds, so we have Batman who, as a child, went with his parents, brought 4 turtles. His parents were killed, he and the turtles were raised by Rat, Splinter. I really liked the turtle costumes. As I mentioned, I'm not a big fan, but I recognize the design of various Robins. And these costumes are a mashup turtles in Robin-style costumes. And if there were not enough attraction already, just like in Turtles Forever, we also have an incarnation of turtles from the Mirage universe. In black and white, first Raph, and then all of them. Oh, it was so good. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you like it. And of course, feel free to comment and share your favorite TMNT elements. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!